dryers, they're great.
Can't hear a thing. What?
The new dryers, they're great.
Oh, okay. Right. Get on. Good evening and welcome to GiantsTV, powered by Cyril Johnson. I'm Simon Kitchen. Joining me is Shane Johnson, Belfast Giants legend. Johnny, last week's game we'll start with, 6-2 victory over the Manchester Storm. How do you think the game went and your thoughts on it?
I think it was an excellent start for the Giants. First period a little bit tentative. First time for a lot of those players playing in the SSE Arena. First time playing as a Giant in Belfast. After the nerves settled down a bit, I think they looked great the second half of the game.
The talk of the town after the game itself was Chris Higgins' 2 assists. I think some people forgot about the first one, even though I think it was a tremendous bit of skill, but the second one went viral.
Yeah.
I think we called it on the night itself, and you were standing clapping, which was quite, as I say, you just realised that it was an amazing bit of individual skill.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It kind of came out of nowhere, really. He's a fantastic player. He had a great time in his first stint in Belfast, and really happy to have him back.
He had 2 assists last week. Fournier had a goal. Craig Peacock had 2 goals as well. Different lines have basically come up with a few points. Jonathan Boxall scored as well. We went into Nottingham the next night and we got a 2-1 victory in overtime. Chris Beach scoring the winner. We watched the highlights of the game. Again, Chris Higgins come up with another unbelievable play. Are we going to struggle to hold on to him this year? Is the NHL going to come calling?
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Derek Walser's team that he has, we're going to have a lot of depth. There's a lot of different guys who contribute on any given night. So, this past weekend, it was the Chris Higgins show. He showed how great he can be. Who's it going to be this weekend? Maybe it's going to be the Derek Walser weekend. Maybe it's going to be the Chris Beach weekend. And that's what it's a great situation to be in, where different guys can win games for you.
Yeah, it's a good headache to have, as you say. Yeah. Tonight we've got the Edinburgh Capitals coming into town for a doubleheader tonight and tomorrow. But we'll concentrate on tonight's game. I mean, you've seen the guy. We're watching a bit of the practice today. Mike Raja looks as if he's ready to go. Is there any word from the changing room regarding that at the minute?
It looks like Raja's going to have his first chance to be in a Giants uniform. I know he's really excited to have that opportunity. But again, it's a great situation to be in, where you have players that are able to slot into the lineup to be there when the injuries do come, and they will come. To be in a position where you're not going to be short players, yeah, I'm excited to see what he's going to bring.
We'll have a look at the Elite League table after first few games of the season, and if it finishes like this at the end of the season, I think you'll have a very boisterous amount of Belfast Giants fans, especially heading into Nottingham for the playoffs. Belfast Giants lead the table, 2 games, 2 wins, 4 points. Strongest team on paper. Sheffield Steelers holding everybody else up. That's fantastic. Johnny, your thoughts on not just the first couple of games in the last weekend, but how do you think things are going to continue on and end up at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of strong teams this year. I think it's going to be one of those years where everybody gets their share near the top of the league, and everybody goes on losing skids. So I think Sheffield and Braehead, having played in the Champions League, they have a bit more games to gel. I think they're going to start out strong in the league. I think they're going to move towards the top. Cardiff's going to be very difficult to beat in their rink. Same with Braehead. So it's going to be a great year for hockey.
Predictions?
Giants #1.
Well, of course, that's a no-brainer. But who do you think? I mean, like I said, second, third, fourth. Obviously, they've already pointed out there is some very, very strong teams on paper. And if everybody stays healthy, it's going to be a fantastic league. But I said last week, I still think that if anybody finishes above the Cardiff Devils, I think they're going to win the league. And I do think that we've got a really good shot at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think both Braehead and Sheffield would fancy their chances of winning the title this year. I think those teams were the teams down the stretch last year. They were in for the title, and I think they're going to have a chance to win it again this year. Maybe just behind the Giants, though.
Shane, thanks very much. That's all we have from the GiantsTV pre-game show, powered by Cyril Johnson. Enjoy the game.